Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Alligator Podcast, where we talk all things at the University of Florida, Gainesville, and beyond. I'm your host, Elliot Trito, and here's the news. This podcast was recorded on September 10th, 2021. Here's the Alligator Week 3 Roundup headlines. COVID-19 update. UF cases spike in midst of in-person classes with nearly 150 reported positives over 3 days. On September 8th, Joseph Operson reports that UF Health Shands Hospital saw a decrease of hospitalizations after a month of over 200 patients. However, following effects of the Delta variant, patients are requiring longer and additional care at the hospital. City of Gainesville attorney and clerk resign. On September 9th, Megan McClone reports that two city charter officers will be the third and fourth city officials to resign from the positions in the past 4 months. City Attorney Nicole Shalley and City Clerk Omichelle Gainey submitted written letters of resignation Wednesday. Baby gator toddlers exposed to COVID-19. Parents are upset by lack of transparency. On September 7th, Maya Urban reports that over the month of August, dozens of toddlers from Baby Gator, a child care center for UF affiliates, were sent home for 2 weeks to quarantine as a result of a COVID-19 outbreak within the school. Parents were left uninformed about the details of the situation and were overwhelmed with their new responsibilities. Alachua County Public Schools parents and students lose structured online learning option. Bryce Brown reports that the lack of an online option mirroring a regular schedule leaves parents with fewer options for their children during the pandemic. Following the COVID-19 outbreak in 2020, schools were advised to develop an innovative learning model in order to provide quality online education, adapting to the new technological needs of an era of social distancing. Alachua County adopted what became known as Digital Academy. With the full return to in-person classes this year and a lack of resources, the state eliminated the Digital Academy option, said ACP spokesperson Jackie Johnson. The University of Florida football team looks to start the season 2-0 against USF Saturday. Michael Hull reports that fresh off a 35-14 thrashing of the Florida Atlantic Owls, the Florida Gators head to Tampa, Florida, in another interstate matchup against the South Florida Bulls Saturday at 1 p.m. at Raymond James Stadium. To end our roundup, I've had the great opportunity to talk with Faith Buckley about the recent passing of T.J. Terrah. In her article, Terrorizing the Turntables, Remembering Akeem D.J. Terrah Thompson, we've been able to talk about his life and the commemoration ceremony that took place at Bo Diddley Plaza. Well, today I have Faith Buckley, who is the general assignment writer for the Metro Desk at the Alligator. Faith, thanks so much for stopping by the podcast today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I kind of want to talk about the piece you wrote about T.J. Terrah, and unfortunately, he recently lost his battle with COVID after 20 days in the hospital. Could you give us the details about who T.J. Terrah is and why was he a prominent figure in the Gainesville community?
Yeah, so DJ Terrah was a radio host for 98.9 Jams, and he was also a DJ around the Gainesville community. He went back and forth between Gainesville and New York, but kind of just wanted to stay in Gainesville just because that's his hometown. And it just always, he was just always drawn to Gainesville. So yeah, he was a very prominent figure in the Gainesville community from 2000 to 2010. Like all the UF students knew who he was because he was just always, at the clubs DJing, at parties DJing. Um, so yeah, sadly, he did pass away after being in the hospital for 20 days because he did have kidney dialysis and then he also suffered from diabetes. So yeah.
Wow. And what made him stand out?
Um, Honestly, his drive, he wanted to put Gainesville on the map. And, you know, he's DJ Terrah, but he's also Akeem Thompson. And something that his family members constantly brought up was his humor, just his smile. Whenever he walked into a room, just his smile just lit up the room. His energy, his presence is just something that they noted. Um, yeah, his humor. And then on the other side of things regarding DJ Terrah, he was a health advocate. He really did like eating as healthy as he could. One thing that he did was trying to promote For example, he was a vegan, so he had his children kind of eat healthy lifestyle like that. And then also he stayed away from like drugs, he stayed away from alcohol. Again, because he had kidney dialysis, he kind of was driven more towards that healthy lifestyle. Sorry about that. Healthy lifestyle. Um, and then he even had radio segments with his aunt Lisa Daniels regarding health tips and things like that. So I think that sets him apart, and just what makes him special. And I was talking with his aunt, if I believe, I think it was his aunt, and saying that DJ Thompson or DJ Terrah, sorry about that, DJ Terrah, whenever he played, whenever he DJ'd, you could tell that it was him playing, because he could put on any song and they can just light up a crowd. For example, there was an example that Lisa Daniels gave, if I believe it's her. She said that if a DJ were to play a song and they didn't get the crowd hyped up enough, but then DJ Terrah played that same song, the crowd would be so hyped. It's just the way that he introduced the song, the way that he DJ'd the song. So yeah, I would say just his all around ability and talent. So that was a long answer. I apologize.
No, you're good. And I'm as we're talking, I'm reading your article as we speak. And yeah, one of the things I thought interesting was how he got his name. Like you said in the article, his aunt Kim Daniels said he wanted to terrorize the ones and twos, which is why he named his respective turntables. And yeah, she even mentioned, like you said, mentioned about um, being part of there's like a radio segment called Health Tips from Nurse Kim. They talked about obtaining a healthy lifestyle, and obviously, like you said, um, he was vegan. He stayed away from drugs and alcohol to promote a healthy message, and that's pretty prominent. And I wanted to say, so you also attended the Bo Diddley Plaza, where they had a commemoration ceremony for him. I
Yes.
was wondering if you could tell us about that. What it was like? What was the um what was the energy like there?
Mhm. Before we get started, I did just notice that I accidentally said Lisa Daniels the whole time. Lisa is his mom, Kim is his aunt, so that's Kim Daniels, not Lisa Daniels. So that's my fault. But yeah, the energy, it really just felt genuine. If I could describe it, it was very genuine. There were kids running around. There were different tents. Like there was a tent for COVID vaccination advocacy, and COVID. There wasn't COVID vaccinations there, but it was COVID testing, then also COVID antibodies testing, because Akeem Thompson really advocated for COVID testing and vaccination. There was another tent where they sold tablets to raise money for the family. Then there was like a food tent. So just different things like that. And then on top of that, there were 4 different DJs that were there. That's also very well known in the community that were playing. And then there were different guest speakers that got to speak during the commemoration, and it was just very, very genuine.
And I'm trying to locate the gentleman's name. Um,
The city commissioner,
that's correct.
yeah, Harvey Ward. So
Yes.
yeah, he did designate September 4th as DJ Terror Day, because of DJ Terror's health advocacy, and I just thought that that was really, really cool. So, yeah.
And I wanted to ask, do you know anyone personally that knew DJ Terra?
I did not, but I did want to say that I did get pretty close with the family, with Lisa, with Kim, with Deshaun. I think it's very important as a journalist to create that connection before reporting, because it'll definitely change the way that the interview goes. A and B, it's just important realizing that people are people. Whenever I was writing the obituary, I'm talking to people who just had their relative pass away. So it's important to view them as people and to kind of build that connection. So, yeah. So I didn't know anyone personally that knew him, but I did get closer with their family. So in a sense, I knew them.
Okay. Well, good to know. Well, that's all the time we have for the Alligator podcast today. I just want to thank you, Faith, for coming on and talking about the story. And yeah, thank you so much. And if anybody would like to read the article, you can find it on our website, which is called www.alligator.org. And the article is called Terrorizing the Turntables, Remembering Hakeem DJ Terrah Thompson. Thanks again, Faith, and take care. Well, that's all for today. Be sure to follow us on your favorite listening and viewing platform, as well as checking out new episodes Mondays and Fridays. Thank you for listening. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of your day.